We have this presentation. Okay, first of all, what is kinematics? Discussing the motion of the object irrespective of the forces causing those motions. ठीक है जी. इसमें जो आपने basic quantities discuss की होंगी start में, that is distance, displacement. अच्छा, I'll be at a covering it at a higher pace क्योंकि already हमारे कितने 30 minutes ही बचे हैं क्लास में. ठीक है जी. So distance, displacement, speed, velocity, acceleration, ये quantities आपने की होंगी. तो मुझे जरा क्विकली बता दीजिएगा कि distance is length between 2 points and that's a length, so it will be measured in meters or multiples or sub multiples of it. And then we have displacement. तो मुझे को बताएंगे what is the difference between distance and displacement? What is the difference between distance and displacement? थोड़ा जल्दी आंसर कीजिएगा because we have less time to cover it. अच्छा जी, distance is not directional, displacement is directional. और displacement को define करने के लिए we can say that shortest distance between 2 points or distance in a specific direction. ठीक है, so that can be the difference between that. Unit for both is same. Distance and displacement have same units, but symbols can be different. Distance can be symbolized with D and displacement can be symbolized with S or X. Now there is a common mistake here which students make, that symbol S they normally use it to denote speed. So this is not the case. Speed के लिए you have the symbol V, or even for velocity you have V, the symbol to denote velocity or speed. But for displacement you have S or X. And unit will be same for all three. D, S, X all will have the same units. So it can be meters, it can be centimeters, millimeters, kilometers. So all the multiples and some multiples of length, or you can say for meters. Okay, then speed. Speed is distance covered per unit time. Actually, you can make your own definition looking at the formula. So speed is distance covered per unit time. So in formula is in front of you. This is the formula. Can someone make another definition for speed? Means defining it in your own words. Yes, better. Looking at the formula, try to define it in your own words. Anyone? Okay. Yes, but anyone? Okay, I'll try.
Sir, speed is distance covered per unit time.
Okay, it can be distance covered per unit time. It can be distance covered in a unit time, or you can also call it rate of covering distance. When you say rate of something, so that is automatically per unit time. Rate of covering distance, rate of covering displacement. So when you're saying rate of something, so it means that quantity upon time. Is that clear, beta? So for example, you have a speed, you have 5 meter per second, 5 meter per second. For example, this is the speed given to you. That means 5 meter distance is being covered in 1 second. 5 meter per second speed means 5 meter distance being covered in a second. Is that clear? So actually I want you to understand it. What does that meter per second mean, or how you can make your own definitions, because you should not be memorizing any definitions. You should be able to make your own definition looking at the formula. and formula can be internalized by practicing questions. So like you do in maths. In maths, you have a formula in an exercise and you practice it 20, 30 times, and that is internalized, and you do not need to memorize it. Okay. So, inshallah, we'll be doing a lot of practice of the questions. Okay. So, you can also call speed as rate of covering distance. Okay. Then we can also define velocity. So speed is taken from distance, velocity will be taken from displacement. So rate of covering displacement, rate of change of displacement, or displacement covered per unit time, all of these can be the definition of velocity. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yes,
Acceleration.
sir.
Acceleration. Acceleration as the formula. Acceleration is rate of change of velocity. So you can define it in several wordings. You can also call it acceleration is rate of change of velocity per unit time. So you can define it in your own wordings. So formula is A, which is the symbol for acceleration, V minus U. V stands for final velocity, U stands for initial velocity, and T stands for time. So final velocity minus initial velocity upon time. So what will be the unit of acceleration? What will be the unit of
Meter per second square.
meter per second square? I forgot to mention it here. I will mention it now. Meter ms minus 2. Or you can also write it like this, meter per second square. अच्छा ये मैं square लिखना चाह रहा हूँ. Actually it should be in uppercase. बट दिस इज पावर पॉइंट, तो इसमें थोड़ा सा डिफिकल्ट होता है अगर हम सिंबल से पिक करना पड़े. ठीक है जी. सो दिस इज m स्लैश s स्क्वायर, और यू कैन ऑल्सो राइट इट ms minus 2. So minus 2 is in index. Okay. So and what else? Okay. So if I say an object is moving at constant speed, what will it be what will be the acceleration of that object? If an object is moving
Zero.
constant speed, acceleration will be 0, because we are talking about a final and initial velocity. So if speed is not changing, velocity is not changing, then object is moving at 0 acceleration or constant velocity. Is that clear? बेटा थोड़ा सा याद आता है काइनेमैटिक्स, हो सकता है आप लोगों को इतना अभी फ्रेश ना हो the topic, but I'll try to cover all the topics, all the subtopics, and I'll inshallah providing you the presentation of the video, so you will be able to watch it later also.